Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is that you are watching this amazing session. And yes, we are here back again with the Africa UAE Business Summit, which is your weekly dose of networking connection and, well, just amazing information about how we could connect Africa with the UAE and truly just Africa with the rest of the world. Because I am a firm believer that as Africans, as African businesses, we have absolutely everything it takes to go global in whatever space that you are in. We are firm believers that you can take your business global, you can take your platform global. And it just takes a little bit of information networking. And, before you know it, you're off your way. Of course, this week we do the show, we do our webinar under the very, very dark cloud of the flooding that's been happening in Dubai. It's a really, really unfortunate situation that's happening in Dubai. The highest rainfall in 75 years. Floods happened, in case you haven't caught it, floods happened on Tuesday this week and just caused massive, massive flooding. We've gotten reports of flooding just all over the place. Sheikh Zayed Road and several roads were closed the better part of yesterday and today as authorities down there try to really save the situation. I was really hoping that William would join us today and just give us an update of exactly what's going on the ground. Unfortunately, he's having some internet disruptions. The big headline is that we are going to Dubai. Yes, come rain, come sunshine. We are going to Dubai, and it's very, very exciting because we are actually having our first ever physical Africa UAE Business Summit. This began just as a webinar. To be honest, we were just planning to have a webinar, a four-part webinar to just inform guys and just start educating guys and inspire guys about all the amazing opportunities. But the webinar has been so effective that we decided, you know what, we're going to do a physical edition of it. Initially, last week we had talked about hosting it next week on the 23rd of April and in Dubai, and then on the 25th or in Russell Khaimah. But now, because of the rains, and I've just been informed, one of the premier locations that we were thinking of doing has also, I mean, a lot of places really have been affected by the flooding, and so that we may be pushing it forward a little bit. But trust me, Dubai, we were still coming. We're coming to you, Dubai. We're coming to you, Russell Khaimah. So anyone who is in Dubai, reach out to us, talk to us, info@mawaidha.com, and we will definitely keep you updated about that. On today's show, we're going to be talking with some of the businesses that we are coming with to Dubai, just letting you know what they do, what they're up to, and why they're expanding into Dubai. And just to give you a bit of information about how we conduct our business trips, because we have a very unique product at Mawaida together with several of our partners, where we take you to Dubai, UAE, and plug you into the business ecosystem. It's kind of like a tour. It's kind of like a guided business tour, because a lot of times when people do, and maybe you've had a different experience, but in my experience, a lot of times when people do business trips, it's a sort of shoot and pray sort of situation where you book your tickets, talk to a few guys, then you just go over there, hopefully try and get a few meetings here and there, or try and talk to relevant people in your space. And oftentimes that's a very expensive venture, because you could do two or three trips before you even figure out who's the right person to talk to, even figure out how should I position myself for that business. Because in our experience, how you operate in your country of origin is different. You're going to a different market. If you caught our conversation a few weeks ago, we were talking about the culture. You're talking of a different culture. You're talking of a different way of doing things, and there's a whole ecosystem in there's a whole ecosystem happening in wherever you're going. And so sometimes you can really shoot or miss because probably your product may be okay, but the contextualization of your product in the new market is a bit off. Your pricing also in the new market may be a bit off, and a lot of times market entry. We discussed also a few weeks ago. We've talked about how several companies have tried to break into the Kenyan market, even from South Africa, and they had a difficult time because they really didn't have a clear idea of how they should package themselves for this market. And so getting into a new market can be scary, and that's what we've planned our business trips, Access Dubai, to be able to help African companies. One, we help you structure yourself for the new market in terms of your product, in terms of your brand. Sometimes we even go into digital presence, trying to restructure your branding, trying to help you restructure your digital presence to be relevant to the Dubai market and to the UAE market. And also remember, UAE and particularly Dubai is a gateway to the world. So it's not just about structuring yourself to Dubai, it's structuring yourself to the world. Why? Because, like we've always said, only about 10% of Dubai is local. The rest are multinational, multi-ethnic group, which you need to structure yourself for. So essentially, preparing to get into Dubai is actually preparing to get into the world. Also, the fact that you have such a cosmopolitan, population and market in Dubai, it means once you get into Dubai, it becomes easier to break into other markets. And so, very often, some of the companies we work with to get into Dubai very, very quickly scale into a global space because of the interconnection between Dubai and the rest of the world. So one of the things we do is we help you package your brand. Then we also help you package your product. And also now for the particular trip, we're able to make sure we curate the meetings to be relevant to you and relevant to a strategy. And also we also help you with the market entry strategy. We'll be able to tell you, you know what, this is the approach you should take. This is the angle you should take. And also now for the meetings, we prepare you for those meetings. This time we've added a new element where we're doing event activations together with the meetings. So we'll do meetings, but we'll also have our first Africa UAE luncheon, where we'll have a panel discussion with all the key exhibitors that we're bringing to Dubai and helping them with the meetings, so that then we're able to expand your messaging to a wider audience. And so it's going to be a very exciting business summit where we discuss various things. I mean, just to give you a quick headline, we're going to be talking about carbon credits, because African carbon credits is an area of great interest to a lot of investors and also a lot of players across Africa. And so we are creating those interlinkages so that then you're able to plug into the ecosystem in Dubai and find your opportunity depending on where you are in the supply chain. And we'll also be talking about agribusiness. Africa, obviously, agribusiness is a big part of our foreign exchange, Anna. And so we'll be talking about cashew nuts. We'll be talking about cashew nuts with Lamu nuts, and Lamu nuts are going to be joining us today on this webinar so that we get to just get a little taste of who they are, what they do, and what their plan is to break into Dubai and break into UAE, and also part of the global expansion. We'll also have flowers on the menu. We'll be talking to BG Blooms, which is a beautiful company right here, which has a combination of social consciousness and just great business ethics. And they'll be joining us also on this trip, and they'll be joining us also on this webinar a bit later on. We'll also have Furaha Farms, who are in the carbon credit space. They're tree planting and a seedling provider right here in Kenya, and they've done amazing projects. Felix from Furaha Farms will be joining us at this webinar, and of course we are coming with them to Dubai. So definitely a very engaging conversation at our business summit. We'll also have fintech on the menu. We'll also have a little bit of real estate on the menu. So the idea is to just give you a wide scope of conversations for everyone in Dubai who's looking at Africa And of course, also everyone in Africa that is looking at Dubai and the UAE will be having a very, very beautiful conversation and great connections coming up. I mean, if you really, really want to join us, you can still join us. Info at mawaida.com so that we can connect you with amazing opportunities. I just want to, with amazing opportunities in the UAE. I just want to show you our, yeah, so info at mawaida.com. Reach out to us. Tell us what you want to know. Um, Discover with Asma is saying, is this for living in Dubai or only people outside Dubai? Our platform, Asma, just to tell you, is for both everyone in Africa and everyone in the UAE and also everyone in Dubai. So definitely this particular platform is for everyone. The webinar is for everyone. Of course, the event particularly will be in Dubai, and we'll also do another event in Ras Al Khaimah. The dates, of course, will be confirming once we firmed up on everything. So the events will only be accessible to people in Dubai and people in Ras Al Khaimah. However, the webinar is accessible for everyone. And also, while we're in Dubai and while we are in Ras Al Khaimah, we'll be streaming this live. So the idea is to connect. So Asma, reach out to us, info at mawaida.com. Tell us where you are joining from, and exactly how we can be of assistance and how we can connect you with different opportunities. So talk to us on any platform so that we can be of assistance. So I'm gonna welcome Naomi. Naomi, are you with us? Yeah, you are. Hi, Naomi.
Hi, Bonnie. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much for joining us. So tell us, I hear you guys produce the best cashew nuts in the world. I've actually tasted your cashew nuts, and I can attest they are really nice. I love this. You have a very interesting spicy one, and you also just the regular salted ones. The salted ones, I prefer the salted ones. They're really, really beautiful. So tell us more about premium lamu nuts.
Thanks, Bonnie. And you're right about the flavors and the cashews. Yeah, we do produce the best. My name is Naomi Kimuyu, as you have seen. I am the founder of the company name is Africa Lamu Nuts, but we go by the brand name Premium Lamu Nuts. And that's the name that is on all our socials. So if you would like to follow us, you can find us on all socials at Premium Lamu Nuts. We offer a diverse array of nuts, peanuts, macadamia, and most especially our signature product is the cashew nuts. Customers can enjoy a spectrum of flavors with variations like salted, the spicy, unsalted, and honey glazed options with or without chili. And we also cater to various preferences from the people who want small packets, the 555 grams, or if you want the generous size to share, 1 kg sizes, we have all those available. We started the company out of a need to provide healthy nuts to people who are health conscious and who want something for a snack. But our goal has since diversified to providing a market to farmers who are able to produce very high quality cashews. So we engage with the farmers, we have talked to them, we know who they are, and our goal is to be able to provide them with a good market for their product so that they can also take care of their families, they can feed their families, they can be able to lift themselves up out of the products that they produce. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. Now, one of the things that's been on the global conversation when it comes to trade is the issue of fair trade. Particularly in Europe, but even in the UAE and the whole world, everyone is really looking at not just getting amazing products, but fair trade. So you've talked about the relationship that you have with farmers. I know you do some work in Kenya and also do some work in Tanzania. Tell us more about what are those efforts that you're making within your limits of your ability to really make sure that the nuts that you sell are sourced in line with fair trade practices.
Thank you for that question, and thank you for that pointer. So for us, it's very important that even as we source for the cashews, we're not just looking to buy for the sake of it without any relationship with the farmer. So we've made efforts to meet the people who do produce our cashews. They're very good people, great farmers. They do a lovely job. But there's been a challenge with providing them or having them getting a good price for their cashews. So you spend a lot of time tending to the trees, making sure the produce is very good. And then at the end of the harvest season, you're not sure the price that you'll get. So that's one of the major challenges that they told us about, which then made us decide that for our case, what we'll do is ensure that we give them a fair price for their product. So they're not going to make a loss while they're selling to us. So at the very basic level, that's what we're working with. But in addition to that, we are working on making sure even the production and the processes in the entire value chain of bringing the cashews from the farm to the market we have ethical sourcing. So we make sure we know who we are sourcing from. We make sure we are paying them right. We make sure we are building those relationships. And then we'll also, in the plans, we'll also be able to build in traceability so that we can tell this packet of cashew nuts came from farmer so-and-so. And in that way, we are sure that the value is being driven back to the farmer who produced the product. It's not just about selling, it's also about building value to the farmer. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And I know you've been on a global expansion move as premium laminates. So just tell me maybe, how's the journey? Why did you decide to take your products global, and what inspired particularly this move to get into the Dubai market? And maybe just a little bit of background on that and how the journey has been so far.
So the journey did start with meeting the farmers and making a decision to go to the global market. They explained to us all that they do, and we believe they put in a lot of work in producing, especially the cashews. So for us, we believe that to be able to deliver the value that we are promising them, we do have to look into the global markets. We cannot look at a single market. We have to expand our vision and look to other markets that are able to offtake large volumes and large quantities. So that's why we're looking into the global markets. Also, some of these markets do believe in ethical sourcing, so they will understand why we're doing what we're doing, and they will be able to also understand why we price our products the way we price them. It's because we want to deliver value. It's not just about selling the cashews, it's about delivering the value. So the idea came from those meetings that we had with the farmers and the people who are producing, and then our own desire to deliver value. And the only way to deliver value, or rather one of the ways to deliver value, is to also be able to access wider markets that can be able to offtake those cashews in large quantities. This, we believe, will motivate the farmers to do even better. They're doing a really good job, but I think they'll do an even better job if they know that every time I plant, I have an assured market. I have a market that can pay a good price for my product. I have a market that values the work I do, which is why they pay for my product. Then they get motivated to do even better. So that's where our journey started, and that's where we're heading to. And we think Dubai is one of those markets that can provide us with that opportunity to be able to serve the farmers well. We also do sell here locally, but in addition to that, we believe that going global will take this company and the farmers' lives to an even greater level. Yeah.
Very true. Access to market is really something that affects Kenya particularly and across Africa, and particularly because the larger part of our farming is smallholder farming. and it's something that affects multiple sectors. I've engaged a lot, particularly in the coffee sector. I've engaged a lot with farmers who even just cut down their trees because they're like, you know what, this thing is not working. And the irony is that when I travel, the demand for all our products, if you're talking of Kenyan coffee, talk of avocados. I mean, today I was talking to a supplier who's like saying, bro, I need mangoes, I need avocados, two, three containers a week, So the demand out there for our products is so high. Yet, on the ground, because of those issues that you've talked about, the farmer is like, we need a matchmaker, and really have to thank you then for the job that you're doing, particularly in the cashew nut space, because really you are, matchmaker made in heaven, if I was to say so. Connecting the farmers, and I love the fact that you are so focused on the farmers, because a lot of people, when they talk of business, they say, we produce the best cashews, we give you the best price. Um, but here, because you're looking at the farmer, you're looking at improving lives, and I think that's really, really amazing. And I really look forward to all the amazing engagements that we're going to have in Dubai as we get into that market. Now, one thing I'd really like to ask you, because I've also met a lot of people who are doing amazing things, businesses that are doing amazing things, such as yourself. But many of them don't have that courage to take the step, because it's a step, planning. I mean, we've tried as much as possible as Mawaida and all our partners to make it as seamless and as easy as possible, but it's still quite a huge step. And I find a lot of people are not as daring. What's your encouragement to companies out there who know that they have the capacity to go global, but have just not taken that step? Just encourage them and tell us how that journey has been of just saying, you know what, I'm going to take that step and I'm going to go to Dubai and try and make this thing work.
Well, I'll tell you, Bonnie, it's not an easy decision to make. For me particularly, maybe others it might be easy, but I think eventually when you think about what you're trying to do and you have a driving force behind you, then you have the courage to take the risk and consider the benefits that others will gain from this. It's not just for yourself, it's also for the thing that you're trying to build. So if you have a great product, if you have a great reason behind what you're doing, I think just take the step and people will open up their doors for you. You also have to take a step, because if you don't, you'll never know. And if you do and you fail, at least you'll have tried. I think that's better than not trying at all. So yeah, I wanted to add something on something that you had touched on earlier. You said there are smallholder farmers, and it's true there's smallholder farmers, but I also want to add that there are also majority female smallholder farmers, and they take care of large families. So that, when you think about that, and when you think the value you can deliver to communities, to whole villages, then maybe you might be able to have the courage to take a risk. So perhaps if you consider why you're doing some of these things and why not, then you might have more courage to take the step. You'll never know until you try. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Truly some inspiring words right there. And it's true, you, like someone said, you fail 100% of the things you don't try. you know.
Yeah.
So the only assurance you have is that if you don't try, you will definitely fail.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so so I'm really excited about this, and I love that's an amazing point that yes, largely female-led household, and a lot of women are the ones who are in charge of all these farms. And so the thing is, and that's my encouragement also to everyone from Dubai and everyone from the UAE who is watching this and looking to connect with us when we do come to Dubai. Just remember that this is not just about us, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about what we do. It's not just us. It's not just about Mawaida or Lamunat or even UAE Africa. It's all the lives that can be changed from just one meeting or one event or the right deal. It's truly the ripple effect of the right connection, because that is what has held people down for so many years. just that access to the market. One single conversation could change that, and it's really exciting when you think about the impact that this trip will have on the entire ecosystem. Because like when you buy just out one packet of, just like you said, that one packet of cashew nuts, there's the guys in Nairobi who are packing it. There's you guys who are running the offices, and then also in Lamu, there's everyone who is everyone who's involved in that ecosystem, everyone from the farmers, the guys who do the value addition, and all those people. So it's really amazing when you think about the impact of one single conversation, and so that's really what makes me excited to think about what we're going to achieve over this trip and this business summit luncheon that we're going to have in Dubai. And just to look at the messages, Mike Wamai on Facebook is saying, "Excellent pitch, Naomi." So yeah, guys are really excited about this.
Thank
Continue
you.
talking to us on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We are live. Also, info@mawaida.com. Reach out to us, and we shall definitely uh, shout you out. So just tell us, give a shout out to everybody in Dubai. Why should they come for this business summit, and why should they check you out when you are in Dubai?
I think, Bonnie, you really summarized it. This is not just about us, it's about the entire value chain and about all the lives that we are looking forward to touch as we consider the markets in Dubai and consider you coming to meet with us and to speak with us and to engage and find out what opportunities we can and what places of synergy we can find and be able to collaborate and partner with one another in this business. So from the farmer to the transporters, to the staff who work with us here in Nairobi to do the value addition, to the packaging companies, to ourselves, to you. We look forward to partnering together and delivering value. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is Naomi Kimuyu from Premium Lamunuts. And for everybody who's in Dubai and everyone who's in Russell Khaimah, she will be joining us at the Business Summit down there, and also for all the amazing and engaging meetings that we're going to do. So if you want to meet with her and also her team, info@mawaida.com. If you're already not lined up for meetings with her and you're really interested in setting that up, kindly reach out to us, info@mawaida.com, and we will make it happen. So thank you very much, Naomi.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Mm. So this is amazing, and this is so much exciting for me personally, because this all began as just a conversation that we were having with Pan-Africanists across the UAE and also across the world about how can we connect Africa with the UAE, and how can we connect Africa with the rest of the world. And here we are, just a few episodes down the line of the webinars, and as you can see, we're already doing now physical meetings, and we're already doing a trip down to Dubai that we're going to come down and just connect all these amazing businesses and just the lives that you change, when you create that bridge. And so, anyone else out there who's interested in joining this amazing movement of the Africa UAE Business Summit, info@mawaida.com. Info@mawaida.com. Reach out to us. Tell us what you're doing in your corner of Africa, or you in your corner of the world, and how you can join this amazing movement. And right now, I'm gonna bring in Valentine. Valentine, I don't know if you're with us. Let me see if Valentine can join us. She's having a bit of problem with lights and electricity. Hi, Valentine.
Hi everyone, how are you? It's still very, very dark. I cannot actually
Oh
will allow me
no.
to just be without lights.
Kenya Power has done the thing it does.
Hey, it's done a thing, and then my torches have decided to dim off. I'm like, ni sawa tu. I shall speak.
That,
Hopefully, I'm
it,
enough.
it It reminds me of I don't know if you caught the webinar we did last week of entrepreneur. We did an entrepreneur edition last week, and we were talking about pivoting and being able to shift, because that's the life of an entrepreneur. Your work is to solve problems, but sometimes those problems just don't allow you to prosper.
No, they don't, but you also have to, and I guess that's a joy of being an entrepreneur, is that you just never know what's coming. You just really never know. So it's a beautiful
Mm,
challenge to go, okay, so what do I do now? Because people are depending on you, things are depending on you. People are looking up to you. We don't have answers. What do you do? You're it. So you sit down and you're like, you know what? With lights, with no lights, with money, with no
mm,
money, this problem will be solved.
mm.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So tell us a quick introduction about yourself, and just tell us more about BG Blooms and what you do.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bonnie, and all protocol observed. Also, allow me to just say thank you to God for the opportunity to present to you guys amidst the darkness in my room, but I do hope you can hear me clearly. Um, Thank you so much. Even just to acknowledge Naomi, who's just presented, I have had the pleasure of having your nuts, and I'm glad to actually finally meet you. I will harass you after this, but it's okay. So BJ Blooms, who are we? So BJ actually stands for Buchati Gambia Blooms. So there's a bit of a history behind that name, but that is what BJ stands for. Being a very long name, we just shortened it to BJ Bloom. So as a company, we have been in existence since 2018 January, and our the heart and the core of our business is flowers. We grow flowers, we eat flowers, we sleep flowers, we love flowers. We are all floral people. Um, and we are located in it's Nakuru County. That should be Nakuru County, in an area called Mosop. In Rongai constituency, we are a smallholder flower farm, and we have been in that, as I said before, in existence since 2018. I'll just go through some of the flowers we grow. So what you see there is our main flower is called Hypericum androseum, which is the one you see on your left, could be on your right, but it's on my left on the screen. And we have two types at the moment, so the red triumph and a magical green. So this flower has berries. They look like coffee berries. So that's how the flower actually looks like. We also grow Craspedia. We also grow white aster. Limolian pirezi as well, as you can see in the pictures. So those are the flowers we have currently. We do have flowers that we have on rotation, that we are we're on experimental stage at the moment. Others we've grown and we've stopped growing. So at some point we were growing roses, we gave them a bit of a break. At some point we were growing a few others which I off my head can't remember were growing, but we stopped them for a minute. So we are always on a rotational crop, but we do the ones you're seeing on the screen, we consistently have them. You also have pictures of foliage. So we have monstera, we have the sword fern, and eucalyptus. So when you buy a bouquet, that the green they call them fillers when you're packing a bouquet. So eucalyptus is one of them that we grow. Monstera, which is actually a very common household plant, is also one of the fillers we have, and sword ferns as well. So these are the greenery that you feel in with the flowers, so that when you're making a bouquet, it just adds a bit of pizzazz towards it. So that's mainly in terms of the crop that we grow. More about the company. So we started our company as let me say my mom actually started the company because it is a family business out of a passion for agriculture. So we are a farming family. My family grew up in Nyeri. um, they grew tea, and so farming has always been in the blood somewhere. If you're not growing crops at home, we're mixed farmers, you're not keeping cows or something. So it was a natural bent to do something in agriculture, but flowers came in more as a passion thing. We love flowers. My cousin, who's also a co-director, loves flowers. So we have just a love for flowers. And also floriculture, if you actually get it really well, is actually quite a good business. It is very capital intensive, but it's still a very good business. So if you look on the whole, Kenya is one of the leading exporters of flowers to the EU market and also Asia and Middle East. We almost occupy about a 38% of the share market. So we do quite a lot of flowers as a country. So we've got quite big flower farms in Nakuru, Naivasha, Thika, and the likes. And you probably, Nanyuki as well, if you've been driving around, you see lots of greenhouses. Roses are one of our biggest exports. We earn to the billions in terms of the revenue that flowers give to this country. So once you get the system right, it's also quite a good business. But the other drive we had about starting this company was actually where our flower farm is. Not so far, we had a settlement of IDP. So for those of you who are not aware, in 2007 elections, we had a period of quite a bit of political unrest in the country. A lot of people were displaced. So we had a community that was living quite nearby. So we have most of the people who work on our farms actually come from there. So it also became an avenue for us to provide as a source of empowerment and income provision for them. So we have on rotation anywhere between 25 and 30 workers, most of whom are women. And I also agree with Naomi. If you look at on the whole, most of the times, almost about 40% of people who work in farms, especially in developing countries, are women. And this most of the times are women who are actually holding the homes. So it's always an honor and a privilege to have them come. I think for us in our farm, we've had, most of them have been with us from the beginning. We have worked with them, we've grown with them, they've given birth whilst working for us. So they've become like family. And one of the biggest drives that we've also had is actually for them. If anything, this farm exists because of them. Like, if there's one thing, if you hear when my mom talks about it, she's like, it exists because they exist. So they give us drive, they give us motivation. Like, if you go on the farm on a given day, they arrive there at 7 in the morning, they have a morning assembly, they pray, they sing praise and worship, but they pray. And they pray a lot for us because at the same time you feel the weight of that responsibility, because these people work with their hearts, they work with their everything, because they know this is where they're getting their income, this is how they're supporting their families, they're educating their children. Other things that we like doing is every so often we do like a clothing drive, and we just collect clothes from friends and loved ones, and we just give to them, because some of those people have a very low socioeconomic, they come from very low socioeconomic areas, so affording clothes sometimes is not easy. So we do things like that. We celebrate together, we buy cake and eat together, we have days where we just cook and eat. So they have become our family. And part of even why we want to be able to push further is because we want to be able to help them more and help the area more. Because in as much as if you drive around, you might see nice houses and stuff, but those are people who've come. It's not the natives who are there. So there's more that can be done, and there's more that we want to do for them. So we want to be able to drive that for them so that they can actually feel like they own that project more, which I know they do, but you actually want to give them the courage and the motivation to believe that they can do more, that whatever they're doing, that whatever they're earning, they're able to do more when they're outside. So I want to be able to empower them, empower their children, empower the entire community. And it's been a blessing to be there, because as a company, we've been able to add value to that area, and it's such a blessing. I think maybe I'll just preempt and just say this. If you are thinking about the flower business, because some of you may be thinking about it here in Kenya, do a lot of feasibility studies. Some people see the flower industry and think, hey, pesa iko. It's true. Sorry. For those who don't understand, pesa iko means it's a lot of money. Yes, there is. But one of the challenges you'll find with an industry like ours, it's very capital intensive. You will put in a lot, and sometimes it takes you quite a while to see the benefit of what you've done. So, like, it's taken us, we've been in existence for about 6 years, and it's only now that you're feeling like we are breaking through to that level. We feel we are getting quality production, quality crop. We have consistency of numbers through a lot of trial and errors along the way, a lot of challenges, and be ready for challenges. I think there's one thing I always say: if we're all in this world as resilient as farmers, would be fine. Like we had, I'll give you an example. We had a time where, actually last year, just at the point of harvest, we were hit by hailstones, and we lost a crop in the millions of like worth millions, and you still have to go back there and start again. So it's a challenge of being in an industry like what we have, but it's just being aware of those things and knowing that if you're going to get into any industry, search and figure out exactly what you need to do. But once you do it, just go ahead. Don't be afraid. I think if we had cowered knowing the kind of intense work and intense capital we had to put in, we wouldn't have been able to have the kind of joy and benefit we get to see in spite of all the challenges, in spite of everything, just to be able to see the laughs and the smiles in the people who work for us, to be able to see the kind of value you're able to add to people's lives, it's always worth a challenge as well. So don't be afraid, but make sure you've worked through it. There's a verse in the Bible that says that, you I'll paraphrase it. It's like you count the cost before you get into something. Always count the cost before you jump into it. But once you do and you're aware, don't be afraid. Run, 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 go for it, and enjoy the journey along the way. Um, I think I'll stop there because I can talk. Boni ukiniachilia nitaongea, so ask me what you need to ask.
Oh no, talking is good. It's good to talk because that's how people out there get to know about all the amazing work that you are doing as BG Blooms. And I love what you said about, and it's very interesting that actually this time we are working with so many female entrepreneurs. And one of the things we're also hoping to do is when we go to Dubai, particularly in Ras Al Khaimah, we're also looking to connect with female entrepreneurs, especially who want to get into the flower business or who want to be supplied flowers. We're really looking to connect with you out there. Now, what are the challenges of being, with lady entrepreneurs? There's a research I once saw. I don't know the particular facts, but I was saying like in when people are looking for jobs, whenever the specifications of a job are put, they you find a man, even if they don't have all the qualifications, has a higher tendency of applying for that job. For women, even who are overqualified for that post, they tend to not be so quick to the draw. Um, I don't know what your experience is as a woman, as a lady in entrepreneurship, and what has been your experience with ladies entrepreneurship, and really, what's your advice to all the ladies out there who have a passion for a particular business and want to get into it? Share with us your experience and also maybe share with us your advice.
I think they always make fun of us and they tell us men have balls, for the lack of a better word. But I think one thing men have is the courage to believe in themselves. As in, you can tell a guy something and he knows he does not know, but he'll tell you, I'll figure it out. And for the most of the part, they will. For us women, for some reason, we've been conditioned to believe that either we don't deserve it or we can't do it. And sometimes, if not most times, we are overqualified or very qualified. So, to women out there, I'd say first, work on you, believe in yourself. Like the greatest gift you can ever give to you is actually find out the blessing that you are. You are such a blessing. If you actually sat down and looked and listed out the things that you can do, you will surprise yourself. You are more capable than you think. And if you're able to start adding, and not necessarily like, lack of a better word, but if you can start actually punching guts into yourself, for lack of a better word, but really just taking time to understand who you are, understand that you're not any less value, understand that you have so much to give to this world. One of my mentors said that it's amazing that there's so many species of birds that fly in the sky, but none complains that the sky is too small. So there's space for all of us. There's space for men and there's space for women. So believe in yourself first and foremost. And then two, once you find that thing that you want to do, figure it out, study, find out what you need to do. Sometimes what I love about even what Bonnie is doing for us is we're able to test your product. You know, we're able to test. One of the things sometimes we're afraid of is being told that your product is not good, or being told that what you're doing is wrong. There's nothing wrong with being corrected, and there's nothing wrong with being challenged. Something I actually find men handle better than women. Like, you know, you just take it as it is and brush it off. Sometimes as women, we take things a little bit too personal, and it doesn't always work in business. You've got to realize that there's a problem and then there's a person. So if the product has an issue, it's not that you have an issue, it's the product that has an issue. So it's the product that needs to be corrected or changed. It's not you. So if you educate yourself, surround yourself with people, or women and even men. Can I tell you, my biggest cheerleaders have been men. There are men out there who actually believe and trust in us. So don't be afraid to push. Don't be afraid to get yourself out there. Don't be afraid to step into spaces that feel uncomfortable. Feel like, baby, do it afraid. Shake and do it afraid, but do it. Just, you owe it to yourself to do it. Don't ever rob us. Don't rob the world of what you carry because you're afraid of who you are. So just being aware of that, like you are a person of great value, and any woman listening, whatever it is that is in your heart, do it. If you don't know how, there are so many forums. We're in an age where information is literally on our fingertips. Study hard, ask questions, join forums, go for networking meetings. There's lots of networking meetings at the moment in Kenya. Join meetings, go for sessions, expose yourself, expose your mind to what you don't know, expose yourself to even what you think you know. Some places you'll meet people, like I remember we went for Pinky Gelani was running a forum called What Women Want, and we went there on day one. We got a bunch of friends, like literally it's as if we met in day one, but it's just because we spoke. And in that sitting down, I got so many ideas of things that I'm intending to do. But if I sat at home and said I won't go anywhere because I know something sounds expensive, it doesn't help. One of the greatest investment you can make in yourself is wisdom. Buy wisdom, invest in wisdom. Sitting here listening to forums like this that Bonnie is having wisdom. As in, listen to his company, it's called Mawaidha. So it is evidence itself that wisdom is there. Wisdom is your greatest gift. Wisdom is a principal thing. So gain wisdom. There's free courses, there's free everything, but don't hold yourself back. I honestly tell you this, don't hold yourself back. It is okay to take breaks. It is okay to do what you need to do, but take a step and move forward.
Wow. Take a step and move forward. Better, wiser words have never been said. So that is amazing, Valentine, and thank you. It's unfortunate we couldn't see you, but we felt you. And thank you very
Eleni,
much for the work. No worry, don't worry, don't worry. And thank you very much for what you're doing. I mean, it's really impact. And I think one of the things that really inspires me to do what I do, and especially when I see entrepreneurs, is the social impact that companies and businesses do. It's not just about the money or the bottom line, because just like you said, for those who may not know, the post-election violence in 2008 was one of the worst things that has ever happened in our history. And for some people, it was just a blip in the news cycle. But for especially the internally displaced people, they were literally uprooted, and many of them, even after everything settled down and the political parties, sort of everything out, they still could not. Um,
Hello, can you hear me? I seem to have frozen.
Sorry, a small technical difficulty. Are you with us, Valentine?
Yes, yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. So, as I was
Okay.
saying, yes. So, in the history of Kenya, really, the post-election violence was a really trying time for us as a nation, and for a lot of people, it was just a blip in the news cycles. Some people just, maybe had gunshots from a long distance. But for the internally displaced people, it was a life-altering, event. And so it's really wonderful and powerful to hear how much BG Blooms you came together and saw that as an opportunity to really have that impact on a really, really vulnerable group of people in this country, and a group of people who were affected by a very dark part of our history. And really, on their behalf, really thank you, BG Blooms, for what you're doing. And we look forward to this amazing trip because, we'll be able to write a whole new chapter in the lives of those people.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mm. So someone's Joy Kula saying, "Wow, thank you so much for sharing all those golden nuggets. Val, indeed, take a step and move forward." So you're really inspiring. Um, my screen seems to have been frozen, but can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But I think your screen has frozen a bit.
Yeah, my screen is frozen. Wow, I think there's a general bug just going around, but we will continue nonetheless. So thank you very much, Valentine. That has been amazing and a really inspiring story. And definitely everyone who's in Dubai, everyone who's in Ras Al Khaimah, particularly um, any women who want to get into business, or if you want to support women in business in Dubai and in Ras Al Khaimah, you're thinking of helping them get into the flower business. I have it on good authority that there's a very good, demand for flowers in Dubai and in the UAE generally. So if you know any woman who might be interested to get into this business on the UAE side, kindly info@mawaida.com, reach out to us, and let's see how we can create business entities that have impact in our communities and in our societies. Because, of course, when you empower women, you empower the entire society. So, thank you very much, Valentine. Any last
Thank you so much.
words?
Not much, just to say thank you so much for the opportunity. And just as I always say, shameless plug, please, everybody make sure when Bonnie puts a webinar on that you're here, kindly. There's a lot that he's sharing. Um, a lot of people would be charging a lot of money to have this access. So please take advantage of him, take advantage of his time, ask him questions, expose, as in, Bonnie has taken us far, so I will not talk too much, but thank you so much, Bonnie, and God bless you. And we look forward to seeing Mawaidha globalized. This needs to be a global movement.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. You had it right here from Valentine from BG Blooms. And yes, we're bringing you amazing people. So, yes, I am coming to Dubai. We are coming to Dubai. And of course, we are coming with amazing, powerful, impactful business ventures that are impacting their communities and societies in a great, great way. And so, really, you have to be part of this. And right now, I'm going to bring in um, Felix from Furaha Farms. Hi, Felix. Can you hear
Hi,
us?
Monia. Loud and clear. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So, welcome, Felix. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
joining us.
much.
Tell us more about yourself. Tell us more about Furaha Farms and what exactly you're doing in the carbon credit space.
Thank you very much, Bonnie. My name is Felix from Furan Baraka Farms. Furan Baraka Farms was formed in 2015 and incorporated in 2019. So we've been in business for the past 8 years now, going on 9. In Furan Baraka Farms, we're a social enterprise. We engage and empower women and youth. We have our nurseries across the country. Currently, we're in 8 counties across the country where we engage women and youth groups in the propagation of seedlings. And we also propagate the seedlings at our nurseries. We've managed to grow over the years, and we've managed to incorporate technology into tree growing. Now, we're not only just planting trees, but we're growing the trees. We are doing the monitoring using our Furan Baraka app that you can easily download from Google Play Store, where you monitor the tree growth, and the application also calculates the carbon credits that have been absorbed from the growth of the trees. So far, we've managed to work with various corporates across the country. One of our biggest clients is Equity Bank Limited, where we've done almost 15 million seedlings with them across the country through their various branch networks. We've also worked with Concern Worldwide, and we also work closely with the Kenya Military, Kenya Defense Forces in all our tree growing activities. Currently, we're working closely with several other corporates, Concern Worldwide, which is an NGO that does donation of grafted mango seedlings to communities to grow and nurture. And we're also working with the Anglican Church, closely very much with the Anglican Development Services. We've done 2.5 million trees with them. We've also worked with a number of parastatal and government institutions, such as Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. So in the process of growing Furan and Baraka Farms, we thought it wise to evolve, such that we also not just grow trees, but we also do the monitoring, and we can be able to tell the story of how the tree has grown and how much carbon has been absorbed. Now, this carbon comes back as a benefit to the tree growing partner, in that when the carbon is absorbed and we're able to calculate the carbon, then we're able to present that carbon for the partner to either sell it over the counter market or now use it as an asset for them. So in terms of the green space, what we're looking at as Furan Baraka Farms is to integrate technology and to grow trees, not only just growing, but growing in a smart way whereby we're able to track the carbon credits. Our biggest leverage right now is now the carbon market. The Climate Change Act was enacted last year in September. So what that has done, it has brought in the carbon trading regulations. Now, carbon trading is actually now regulated as per the laws of the Republic of Kenya, where you have a carbon trading database that is able to track and log in all the carbon projects that have been done in the country. So for our application, you can be able to view all the trees that we've planted geographically across the country, and you're able to see which number of trees, which specific species of trees, and how much carbon has been absorbed. Now, how this works, especially for other corporate organizations, with this data, then they can be able to now use the same data and go to the carbon exchange market and also trade the carbon for both commercial gain. Now, this carbon has a benefit also to the local community, because as per the regulations currently, at least a minimum of 25% of all carbon that has been traded in a certain location goes back to enrich and enrich the communities. So it is also a benefit in that now the communities are also able to gain and see the importance of now carbon, and they're getting the benefits that go with it. At the moment, we are doing a project down at the coast at Mida Creek, where we're growing and nurturing the mangroves along the Mida Creek. So we've managed to empower the communities in as far as now propagation of the seedlings, where we buy back the seed, we fund them the inputs, then we buy back the seedlings for them. We do the tree growing together with them, and now they're also able to benefit in as far as other tertiary needs that they may have, such as school fees for their kids, money to take their people to hospitals, and as well as now taking care of that mangrove section now gives them that encouragement that there's some benefit that will come once the trees grow, they're able to accrue and benefit from the carbon. So that's what we're currently doing. And our idea, I feel, for the Dubai trip is now to engage our partners across the globe who are looking for carbon sinks, because as you know, Africa, we are endowed with land that is rich in good soil, weather patterns are fantastic for tree growing, and we provide that solution for them. So we can be able to easily identify blocks of land that require regeneration, engage the stakeholders involved in that area, then do the tree growing, and then the off-taker, who is now a local or international partner, can be able to come in and buy the credits. So we're looking at now engaging various corporates across the globe on this exercise. So hopefully our Dubai trip will be able to bring that into fruition. I'm sure you saw this week on Tuesday, a number of carbon buyers, the largest carbon buyers being airline companies. We have NatWest Airlines and Delta Airlines and Netflix as well, who are also trading carbon currently in this country. So we believe that's an opportunity that we can be able to tap and be able to engage both locally and international partners to come in on board. And as we continue to grow, we are saving the planet, Mother Earth, and we're also giving a benefit back to the local community. So I think for us, it's a win-win, and we're happy with how things are going so far. And we look forward to a wonderful trip with you, Bonnie, and your team on this exercise. Thank you.
Awesome, Felix. Thank you very much. Wow. I mean, the carbon credits and the global warming conversation is something that has been really gaining a lot of momentum, even locally. Just the other, I think it was last year when we had a big conference happening right here in Kenya, in Africa, in Kenya for the first time. And that conversation has been really growing, and more people. I mean, I spoke once to someone who was in carbon credits about 5 years ago, and they were novelty. But right now, farms such as yourself, and I love the solutions and involving technology. How has that inclusion of the technology, one, helped fasten and accelerate that process? And also, what has been the journey, because you've been watching this space for a minute, what's the journey that you've seen the carbon credit conversation going on in Kenya and in Africa generally?
Thank you very much, Bonnie. Let me start with your second question. I think the journey for carbon credits has come so far. Prior, carbon credits was something that people talk about but has not been given the attention that it deserves. Currently, I'm happy that Africa as a continent has embraced this very well. Kenya in particular is at the forefront of this, even having the Climate Act amendment done that put in place now carbon trading as part of the legal registration. Carbon trading bill is now enacted into law. So it has actually legalized a process that seemed amorphous and had many gaps in terms of knowledge and knowledge exchange and know-how. So first, the journey has been long, but I think where we are at a good space. If you look at the numbers in terms of the communities that are benefiting from carbon credits, you have the Maasai community in the pastoral areas who would never at any one time have benefited from such benefiting from the rewards of carbon credits. So I think all in all, Kenya is at the front line, and we have taken the right steps to get where we are. We've put it into legislation, and now the communities, especially the pastoral communities and those that are primarily in the ASAL counties, are able to benefit from these carbon credits, and they're able to also reforestate what has been degraded, and it also helps in that sense. To your first question on technology, technology has proved to us to be a benefit in the sense that once you do a tree planting activity, then unless you go back and follow up and see what is your success rate, how many seeds that you planted on a particular day have actually germinated and are fruiting, how many are not. So technology gives us the leverage in that we can be able to quickly point out what has succeeded, what has not. Then we do what we call gapping. So once the planting is done, we give it 3 weeks. Once we come back on the ground, we look at what has not succeeded, then we gap by replanting other seedlings. So it also now hastens and ensures that at any one time, you have a success rate of 90% of what you've planted that is actually going to succeed. So we're using technology in that sense, and it also gives our client on the back end a bird's eye view. So at a click of a button from your office, you're able to see the trees you planted, where they are, and how they're doing. Because our application also include, we integrate satellite imaging that you're able now to see, use satellite images to see now the exact tree, the exact location, and the exact tree, and see how it is. So we've also partnered with the government through the Directorate of Resource Mapping and Surveys, DRSRS. So we also do the tree suitability mapping, whereby we are able to tell you in a particular location, this tree will do well here, because we've used GIS technology to find out what works in a particular location. So a particular tree can do well in Kajiado, but may not do well in Limuru. So we have that database of the entire country, all the 47 counties. So in collaboration with the Department of Resource Surveys and Mapping, we've been able to come up with that data that can be able to quickly tell you what we can be able to plant, and that translates to a higher success rate once it's planted. So we have used technology in that sense to ensure that now we're able to have a success rate of of at least 90% success rate.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And now, those who are watching us, who are thinking, should they join us? Should they not join us when we come to Dubai, either for one-on-one meetings or to the business summits? Tell them, talk to them. Why should people come out to meet us when we do come to Dubai?
Thank you. I think for me, the first thing is, as Furan Baraka Farms, we are tried and tested. We've worked with large corporates within the country. In terms of capacity, we have capacity. So far, we've done 15 million with our organizations. In total, we've planted almost 18 million trees across the country. So we have the capacity, we have the technology to back that capacity. And more importantly, we are on the ground doing the actual planting and the actual tree growing. So in terms of verification of what has been planted and assurance that the carbon that will be absorbed, we are actually assuring them that we can be able to, with certainty, ensure that if what is planted we succeed in that, then they're able also now to benefit in the form of carbon credits. So I would encourage them to come for the seminars that we'll be having and the panel discussions that we'll be having in Dubai. We assure them that we are more than capable and we are the right partners to work with.
Awesome. 18 million trees. That is amazing. And of course, again, the impact that you're having on all the communities, because you're giving communities an opportunity to also earn from the carbon credits and plug into this conversation that's really a global conversation that, of course, during the Africa Climate Summit that happened right here in 2023, a lot of conversations around that were had. And so it's very, very exciting also for us as the Africa UAE Business Summit to take this carbon credit conversation and take it to next level. So Felix, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm sure guys who are in the carbon credit space will be looking forward to interact with you and to really engage with you once you're in Dubai. Again, as I said, if you want to meet with any of those of our panelists that have appeared today, info@mawaidha.com, and or if you want to join us on this upcoming trip, info@mawaidha.com. Talk to us, and let's join in Dubai. Everyone in Dubai, reach out to us, and we will definitely connect you with all our panelists, because we want to really create that bridge between Africa and the UAE. So Felix, any final thoughts?
Thank you, Bonnie. I think for me, it's just to say thank you for this opportunity to highlight what Furan Baraka does and what we can be able to do. Looking forward to a prosperous association and trip to Dubai. And I'm hopeful and I'm positive that things will work out. We'll be able to also bring more people on board. Let them see the benefit of Africa UAE Business Summit and what it can be able to do. We are a global market, so we should be able to interact with one another, exchange products, exchange services, exchange ideas. So I think this is a wonderful job you're doing, Bonnie, and I congratulate you for that.
Thank you very
And
much.
keep it up.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
keep it up.
That is Felix from Furaha Baraka Farms, one of the amazing people that will be coming down to Dubai with. So, yes, in case you haven't heard the headlines, yes, we are coming to Dubai. Coming to Dubai, we are coming to Russell Khaimah, and we're bringing amazing conversations, amazing opportunities for you to meet organizations and companies that are doing amazing work in Kenya, in Africa. And so, yes, so we're really looking forward to that trip. It was planned and dusted, unfortunately, with the floods that happened. And of course, our condolences, our prayers, and thoughts go out to everybody in Dubai, all the businesses that have been affected by these floods. Let me take a moment to just reach out to you and tell you we are together. We'll support you in any way that we can. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. And we really hope that authorities on the ground, and we've seen them moving quickly, and we just hope that everything will be resolved so that businesses can continue. Heavy downpours is something that has been happening across the world, really. I traveled up country this week, and everywhere, even around Kenya, there's heavy downpour. But of course, what happened in Dubai on Tuesday, the very, very heavy downpour, was an unfortunate situation. But I'm very, very confident that authorities on the ground are getting down to it. And for us as Africa UAE Business Summit, we are going to Dubai. Come rain, come sunshine. A lot of guys have been reaching out to me, even on a personal level. It's like, oh my goodness, are you still going to Dubai? Are you in Dubai? Right now with the rains and everything? But we are really confident because at the end of the day, just like we've shared with a lot of the entrepreneurs that were on this platform, is that the journey of an entrepreneur, you have to keep going, guys. You cannot back down because of a challenge, because really the challenge is where the business is. That is the business of business. The business of business is solving problems and facing those challenges head on. And so definitely we are definitely going to Dubai. We are coming to Dubai. So everyone in Dubai, reach out to us, info@mawida.com. Reach out to us. Yeah, let's connect with our amazing panelists that you've said will be coming down with Lamunats, will be coming down with Baraka Furaha Farms, and we'll be coming down with BG Blooms, having interesting conversations around medical tourism, around agribusiness, around the carbon credits, and just amazing people that you need to meet. So my only word to you is come down to the Africa UAE Business Summit, because we are there to educate, inform, and inspire you and take your business to the next level. So, guys, that is all the time that we have. Thank you very much for joining us. And until next Thursday, tune in right here at the Africa UAE Business Summit webinars. And of course, look out for press and posters for details of our first ever physical event in Dubai. And yes, extra, read all about it. Africa UAE Business Summit is coming to Dubai and coming to a location near you in the UAE. And so, yeah, we're excited about that. And we're excited about the life-changing conversations that are going to happen on our platform. And so we thank all of you and we thank God for this wonderful opportunity. Until next time, have a great time.